Welcome to the 2025 Economic Depression and Preparation Channel. Thank you for joining me on this Tuesday, February the 11th, 2025 edition. Please be sure to subscribe or to like this video so you can get notified when the latest videos come into play. Thank you for your support, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're just going to be talking about inflation going up, jobs going down or on a freeze, and American consumers are starting to feel the pinch after the post-holiday blues as we get deeper into 2025 this first quarter. So there's a CNBC article that came out today. Fed Chair Jerome Powell says central bank, quote, does not need to be in a hurry to lower interest rates any further. So they're currently taking a very dovish stance, as you know, that they did about five rate changes last year in 2024. And this year they left rates unchanged for the first meeting, the next meeting coming up here in March. Doing this is when he testified in front of Capitol Hill this weekend here in DC. But basically, inflation is here to stay. Many Americans feel that way, whether it's on eggs, toilet paper, mask, consumer goods transported between Mexico, Canada, or any of the other nations with which America imports over 75% of its goods and services. So you're going to look at all of that, and it's just going to be a totally big thing here. Just totally big that's going to be happening here is that inflation is going to be increasing while jobs are decreasing or wages are falling stagnant. And that's going to provide a big drop for what's coming in 2026 or late 2025. And many people believe now that recession chances are above 50% now for the U.S. economy, but more so the global economy, because that's not bearing any black swan event like the war and conflict escalates over in the Middle East or Far East or something like that, or a natural disaster that causes to pay out more money, FEMA or some other agency to pay out more money and than they have, and they're going to be in trouble too as well. So consumer price reports Wednesday are expected to show inflation isn't going away. So everybody's anticipating this, CNBC.com, MSNBC, Fox Business, CNN, wherever you look at. Most economists agree that inflation isn't going away despite the numbers that they've been doctoring up to say that it's lowering somewhat. Yes, it's lowering somewhat, that is true, but right now it's holding steady and it's even rising in some cases here. You've seen a lot of these stores now, they're rationing eggs out. Now, whether they say it's from the bird flu or other things, that remains to be seen. But they're rationing eggs. Last time, you remember, guys, it was beginning of the pandemic 4 or 5 years ago. It was toilet paper was rationed out. It was, gas. What's next? So these things are going to be continuing to get more complicated here as our president, Donald Trump, has to navigate this along with the inflationary tariffs that he's going to be passing to try to get things back into America, make things manufacturing back to America, bring back, building back things back here in America. And that in itself, as you know, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to take about another 10 years to do, but that's fine. I think most Americans are comfortable with that. It's just that there's going to be some pain involved here, one way or the other, in terms of either the prices, because only pain is going to be affected in one of three ways. It's going to be either the prices are going to remain high and elevated for the next 4, 6, 10 years, and our taxes are going to have to go up because that's how the government functions. On all levels, federal, state, and local. These states are going to be hurting. As you know, a lot of states are in deficit with their pensions and with the other things going on, like Illinois and Maryland and blah, blah, blah. So this is what's going to be happening here. And, right now, everybody's looking for a safe haven. Right now, it's not really any safe haven. Gold is even pulls back here. It was up to 2,900, 29.4270 per ounce was gold bullion's record today. But that's pulled back now as Trump raises tariffs on steel and aluminum imports, as you can see here on the routers.com. So Jerome Powell, he reiterates, quote, the grow slow approach to further cuts. In other words, everyone's in a wait and see mode. And I think most central banks around the world are doing that, from the European Central Bank to the Asian Central Bank to the Indian Central Bank. Most of the central banks are holding rates steady. Besides England, I believe England decided to go ahead and, raise rates that one time. But this is what we're facing here. So you just got to hunker down. The jobs report shows that a hiring slowdown as companies are acting like they're in a recession. CNN Business, well, we've been in a recession for the last 4 or 5 years. Now it's just becoming more prominent as government and agencies move to be more efficient, or either go on hiring freezes. Not only government agencies, but private sector move to cut costs. And 9 times out of 10, that means either cutting employees or cutting operational costs by closing down warehouses or stores or businesses. And I wouldn't get so caught up, ladies and gentlemen, on these commercial real estate that's downtown that's closing for lease and vacancies. A lot of those rents or commercial leases that these businesses were renting were extremely expensive. And number two, most of the products and services like in retail, you can get most of that online anyway. And you know that through Amazon or through any other company, Shine or Temu or whatever. So it's not so much that, it's just that the convenience of it. And plus it's safer because, as you know, when you go to these stores like CVS or Walgreens or any of these, just a little retail stores, a little, commercial stores, everything is behind the glass, everything is locked up. You got to wait to get your toothpaste or hair product or whatever you get. It's behind the glass. You have to wait for the attendant. And, even when you leave with your bags, it's not a safe feeling in some of these neighborhoods because it can become very dangerous as some people lose more and more jobs. Not only jobs, but some people lose more and more patients. It becomes very, very dangerous as more people are going back to the office because you could be, and put yourself in danger. So just remember that, yes, it's making life more convenient, online stuff, but it is causing the job support here to show the recession lights are blinking here, as you can see here. So the U.S. added jobs in January. The unemployment rate decreased to 4%. But you have to remember the unemployment rate doesn't include those who just given up looking for work, who have started their own thing, either gig economy or some other type of thing. So, and also, we've added jobs. That's good. So we're still in the process of adding jobs. But look at the number. Remember I told you before, last month we were up at 223, almost 300,000 jobs. Look at it drop down now to 143,000 jobs only added in the month of January. So now in February, expect this number to drop. In October, we got down to below 100,000 jobs added into it. I suspect that we're going to be going down even further here in February, probably less than 120,000 jobs being added into this economy. So we're not in a great space right now. The good news is that, even though cuts are being made in both the public and private sector and independent sector, the good news is that, the majority of Americans are hardworking, we're innovative. We know how to make things stretch and last for a long time. And a lot of people, whether it be retirees, baby boomer retirees, or young upstarts, Generation Alpha upstarts, they're learning how to make do more or less and how to share. So that's the good news. Share resources, because that's what it comes down to, resources. Whether you're in education, government, financial services, manufacturing, all of this is based on resources being available for the average person to use. And so the top 14 level industry sectors here, we saw 11 gain jobs. So education, health services, retail, trade, government, and other services and financial activities gain jobs along with construction. Those losing jobs are leisure and hospitality, obviously, because people have less discretionary income. They're cutting back. You may take 1 or 2 trips a year. You may not do a bunch of trips with the kids or with the family as you normally would do. Mining and logging, pulling back on that, and professional and business services, people pulling back on that, either doing it themselves or getting automated taxes to do themselves or whatever. They're not doing going for paying these consultants and all this money and things, at least in some cases, in some cities. So that's what we're facing here. But the labor market is still solid for now, according to CNN Business here. So that's good news. It's still solid for now, but they're showing cracks in the dam. So continue to prepare as best you can. Having some plan is better than having no plan, even though there's always hope. There's faith, hope, and love, and there's always hope and faith that God has given us, and also that we give each other. And you don't have to be skillful, have a skill set in everything, and that's one thing that a lot of videos, other YouTubers and other people say in this space and economics and purpose space, is that they try to make it seem like you have to be skillful and knowledgeable in every asset of planning, but you need to just know where to go to find the information and how to utilize the information, and have a community of people, have a community of friends and family and network of neighbors that you can trust on to get the job done when and if that time comes. So be blessed for now, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening once again. I appreciate all of your support wherever you're listening from. Please be sure to hit that like notification, like I said, because sometimes they're not being notified of new videos at all being posted, because I'm not getting those at all. So I'll talk to you soon. Toward the end of this week, probably Thursday or Friday, when we get more numbers coming in here as we head toward the middle stretch of February. Take care, be safe, enjoy your life. Blessings.